The most important thing we do as musicians is to teach the youth to play music, to enjoy music, to love music. My name is Jeffrey Smith. I was born in Livingston, New Jersey. I have been basically playing music since I was 3 years old. My father started me out very young on the piano, and when I was about 7, I was handed a trumpet in a band room in public school, and told to basically put it on my face and blow, even though I really wanted to play the saxophone. However, the minute I started playing the trumpet, I knew right away because the sound was good. It was agreeable to me. I really enjoyed hearing that sound. I went through the high school system with a really great trumpet teacher, and won a bunch of awards in high school for all-state, region, area band, and all that fun stuff we do during that time. And then I was able to get into conservatory. I finished my bachelor's degree at the Manhattan School of Music, and also my master's degree in the orchestral performance program at the Manhattan School of Music. And during that time I was in Europe, in Germany quite a bit, with the East-West International Music Festival. And after I finished my master's degree, I got a call from a director in Mexico named Jose Luis Castillo, who actually invited me to the city of Guanajuato to play for 6 months in the orchestra that they had there. And I thought that was pretty cool because I had never been to Mexico. I had already been to Venezuela, all over Europe, Canada, and various other parts. But having a chance to go to Mexico for 6 months I thought was a really cool idea. A lot of practice, and maybe learn a little Spanish. And sure enough, I ended up going there for the 6 months and stayed for, well, now it's been 16 years. I really like it, and won the audition in Guanajuato, and then later on won an audition for the Jalapa Symphony Orchestra, where I presently play principal trumpet. I've had great opportunities to play as a soloist with lots of orchestras around the world, starting in Germany. I've done some in Venezuela. I did some work in Canada. I've done a whole lot of work in Mexico. I've played with the Bellas Artes Chamber Orchestra, the Symphony of Guanajuato, several regional bands in different towns. The Jalapa Symphony Orchestra, actually I'll be playing for my 4th time coming up very soon with them as a soloist. Probably one of the most gratifying things you can do. It's a moment where I choose the piece I'm going to play. The director's not telling me what to play, at least not yet. Maybe some of them have asked me what solo I was going to play, and they suggested something. But generally, I get to pick what piece I'm going to play. And it's something very special because it's my interpretation. I get to communicate it the way I want, and no one's really telling me how to do that, which in the orchestra I really don't get that opportunity. The director picks the repertoire and then pretty much tells you how to play it for Friday night or Saturday, Sunday concerts. One of the hardest things to do also is to get to the level where you can play as a soloist and people choose you and say, can you please come play as a soloist with our orchestra as a trumpet player? Our repertoire is not always fantastic, but for me it's been an honor and a pleasure to be able to play as a soloist with lots of different orchestras in different countries. It's very gratifying, and I'm honored to be able to have done that. My experience teaching, which has almost all been here in Mexico, has probably been the most gratifying thing I've ever done in the music field. I've had very young students, but mostly I dedicate my time to bachelor's and master's degree students here, advanced students. Although I do have some in the high school area. Probably the most important and gratifying thing I've ever done is pass information on to the next or a younger generation. Without that, music dies, basically. It's our job to bring the next generation along and hopefully have them want to do the same thing, have them pass it on to the next generation. It's what we do, and it's really cool because it's still like an old tradition. It's an oral tradition. It's something we pass on from generation to generation, basically talking about it, playing. And one of my greatest pleasures in Mexico has been teaching trumpet to young musicians. For me, the most important thing I teach young trumpet players, or any instrument, honestly, the most important thing we can teach is sound. A good sound quality, a high-class sound quality. This is, bar none, the most important thing we can do to help the next generation of trumpet players, or again, any other instrument. You can have the most wonderful technique, the fastest fingers, the lightning fast tongue, great high chops, super flexibility. But if you're not playing it with a really beautiful sound, then most people don't really want to listen to that, at least for too long. The most important thing I work on with kids is sound quality. It's not projection, it's not speed, it is a centered, beautiful sound, a sound that hugs you when you hear it. That's the most important thing to me. Had the honor to be recognized as a buffet crampon artist with B&S trumpets, which are extraordinary instruments that really help me express the way I want to express things. And I'm very grateful and happy for all the support I get from buffet crampon.